6 News has gotten a lot of questions and calls from people who are confused about how much power Governor Gretchen Whitmer has related to the COVID-19 pandemic, declaring a state of emergency and the resulting executive orders because of it. So today I sat down with attorney Bryan Waldman from the Sinus Stramus law firm to help clear things up. So Bryan, you reread the Constitution for us, and this comes down to 2 laws: Emergency Powers of the Governor Act and Emergency Management Act. Break those down for us.
So the Emergency Powers of the Governor Act is a law that says if there's a state of emergency, the governor has super extra powers to regulate conduct of people in the state of Michigan, including putting in place an order similar to the Stay Home, Safe order. The Emergency Management Act says exactly the same thing. The difference is the Emergency Management Act requires the legislature to extend the state of emergency beyond 28 days, whereas the first law gives the governor the authority to decide when the state of emergency ends.
Okay, and that's where a lot of the confusion is. So which law trumps the other at this point?
Yeah, that's what the argument is about. And they really are 2 separate laws. They were passed at different times. And the one that was passed earlier was amended in recent years. And so the legislature has taken the position, hey, Governor, you can't put in place these special orders unless we declare there's a state of emergency that's continued. And we only extended it up through, I believe it was May 1st. The governor has said, no, I'm extending it through May 30th because I have authority under this other law, the Emergency Powers of the Governor Act. And that's really the rub.
So as of right now, we're kind of going by the governor's playbook at this point. However, the legislature, when they didn't extend the emergency order that the governor was asking for, they voted to authorize the filing of a lawsuit against the governor.
And if people are looking for kind of a silver lining here in our democracy, that's exactly that. You've got 2 branches of government that are disagreeing with each other about what the law is or what the authority of the governor is. So we have a 3rd branch of government, the courts, that may need to step in and decide it. And fortunately in Michigan, we now have what is really viewed as a nonpartisan Supreme Court, which was, in my opinion, and many other lawyers, not always the case. And so when lawyers are looking at this issue, they're now looking and not saying, do we have Republicans on the court? Do we have Democrats on the court? They're looking and saying, what is the law here? Right. And that really is a good thing for democracy, in my opinion.
Okay. Any prediction on the outcome if a lawsuit is filed?
Yeah, I think the Emergency Powers of the Governor Act, most lawyers would agree, is pretty clear. It gives the governor that power. Whether people like it or not, the law is pretty clear. And therefore, I think most legal experts agree that the governor's got the upper hand if there is a lawsuit.
All right. Thank you, Bryan.